Hey all, so this is the Monster Mash Halloween event. This is a Water Slayer event, and it's also Noble Killer. So I've made two virtually identical decks apart from the relics. I will explain why the relics are different in a bit. There's the other version of this team. So I managed to get this card from tier 2 of the vault, Bloody Mary. This is a really good card. Creates 5 water gem level 5s and speaks Bloody Mary. Now what does that mean? Well, it creates 30 water power gem 4s when you've used the skill 3 times. So that basically fills up the entire grid with power gems when that skill is active. It's a very good card. I'm very happy to get that from tier 2, may I add. So with this, I have several other Noble Killer cards. I also have an Arcane Killer card. This one is just to spawn a few extra power gems. And then finally with this, I have Santa. Now Santa's really important for this team as it gives a massive attack bonus. You have to wait until enough power gems are on the grid. That's 8 water power gem 1s or higher. So the other two cards are not especially good that are Noble Killer. This is an older ultimate form. I don't have that many Noble Killer cards, so I had to use this. This is also the card to use if you don't have any modern cards with the killer skill. And this is actually the support card. Just creates water gems. Also has a healing skill when you gem crush. So onto the relics. The shields actually play a huge difference in the damage now. So you need relics that remove the shields, which is why I have these relics. So these all remove one of the noble shields, with the exception of the final relic. However, I need this one on the team, otherwise it doesn't spawn enough water gems. So that's why my relics are like that. And with the other team, I don't have the shield breaker relics, but the team spawns more power gems at the start, so the team can kill lower value bosses a lot quicker than the other team. But that's why I have gone with the relics that I have gone with. Hopefully that makes sense. And now let's get on with the event. Alright, so here we go with the actual event. One of the main changes to this event are these Monster Mash bosses. These spawn as guild bosses. Ideally, you want to leave those up as long as possible before killing them. I'm not sure why someone in the guild is attacking it already. It's only been up for 1 minute. They shouldn't really be doing that. So these are spawned over here, I believe. 500 gems to spawn them by the looks of it. I'm not trying this out myself. I'm not 100% sure if this is even how you spawn them. I don't want to waste my gems there though. If I go back to this, it will hatch me a fennec. Yeah, I'm not sure why the boss was killed that quickly. I think people don't really know what they're doing yet with these bosses. But that should have been left up until around 3 minutes or so. But this is what they give. Random items to make your fennec. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on with some team testing. So I'm going to be using the team that has the relics that get rid of the shields for this. Right, here we go. I will use the other team on the ruby boss that spawned once I've got through the diamond boss. Now this boss has fear on it, but thankfully I do have a counter. I'm not sure how often the counter is going to work. The counter is on the card that I managed to get from tier 2 of the vault. There we go, dispel fear. So I'm hoping it will actually counter Fear has a rather low rate of countering, it seems. Well, from previous events it has anyway, so let's get on with this. Just checking I've got the right team. Yes, I have. Here we go. Alright. Just wait for this to load. Here we go. So first turn, try and match blue gems. There's not many on the grid, unfortunately, to start. So have to be a bit careful. And then turn 2, I need to get a decent amount of power gems on the grid, and then I can use Santa to get that boost. Done something like that. And that does decent damage, actually. Now I need to use Bloody Mary once more. And then I need to wait for Santa to be active. And then hopefully it will do massive damage once Santa's active again. You will see why. I do not want to use that card again though, until I have Santa active for the Bloody Mary skill. So I've got to be quite careful here. And there we go, now I can use that. It gives a lot of power gems. Fills up the whole grid. And now at this point, use Santa and hope for the best. There we go, that's the damage. So now I need to just repeat the process. And this is good enough for diamond bosses. It's probably not good enough for Corellium. However, that's enough for me. As long as I can kill diamond and stay in legends, that's all I really want. Okay, I need a few more power gems. Need to use it once more. Only got 3 seconds left on the clock. Kind of surprised as Fear's actually countered every single time so far. That's pretty rare. Right, now I should be able to get another decent hit out. So there we go. Let's see how much that does. Nice. There we go. I killed it in one attack with a single affinity deck. So the Gem Crush changes have definitely made a difference here. Another one of these bosses. Hopefully it won't get killed instantly this time, but I need to tag it up. Even though the Fennec probably won't have much use, unfortunately. I still want to get one. And now I'm going to also kill that Ruby boss. This time I'll use the other team and show you the difference. The main difference is that the shields are not broken. That's why the relics are all a different colour. Is to get rid of the shields, as the shields actually make a huge difference now to the damage. With a single affinity deck, you want to remove all the shields if you can. Before the update, you wanted to keep the shields in place, so it's definitely made a strategic difference to the game. Now, with a bit of luck, I'll be able to kill this on turn 2. It all depends how the grid goes. Possibly even turn 1. Let's see what happens. It's going to take at least 2 turns. Right, match. Actually, no, it's probably enough on the grid to go straight in with Santa. I think there's 8 there. Let's try this and see what happens. That looks like quite a nice grid. I won't use the other card. Oh, there we... Oh, no, that's not good. I was expecting better than that. That was disappointing. Right, I'm just going to leave it now. I think my timing on the cards was wrong, unfortunately. I'll just wait until Santa is active again. I think I should have used all the cards on turn 1 instead. Either that or I didn't get the Santa boost. So let's try again. There might have not been enough power gems, I'm not quite sure, but this should do the damage. There we go. Lovely. So there we go, that's the teams I will be using for the event. I'm happy that I got really lucky on tier 2 of the vault. That rarely happens, if I'm being honest. Last season, I didn't get anything decent from the vault at all. Alright, so now onto the event rewards and the event deck. I've already shown you what one of the cards looks like when I've been attacking the solo bosses. I'll have a proper look at the deck in a bit. Let's start with the collection rewards. So what have we got this time? I believe this is for GVG hammers. The Orb of EXP is welcomed. What else is there in this collection? Well, mainly outdated stuff, if I'm being honest. Another Orb of EXP there, though. The Orbs of EXP are always welcomed, and so are the choice coins. There's a Wisp as well. I'll go and claim these. I think I've pretty much finished the collection now, actually. It's all that stuff claimed. Try and get through this quickly. Let's tap the screen repeatedly to get rid of those support coins. There we go. A lot of support coins. Yeah, there we go. Let's got rid of those. Right. And now onto the warden. There we go. Just checking to see what's spawned. I'm in Legends again, unfortunately. Last event, I dropped down to Emperors. I got second in Emperors. The guy at the top was way ahead of anyone, so there was no way I was going to get first place. But here is the Warden anyway. So as always, the stats are pretty decent. However, Zombie. Yeah. That's basically useless as a defender skill. So probably not a Warden you're going to be using, and Dispel Flatline as well. Flatline rarely causes any problems nowadays. So yeah, that's not an especially good Warden. But the stats are alright on it, so you may find somewhere to put the Warden. So I'm going to have another quick look at the Fennec section. So here's my progress. I'm probably only going to get the one Fennec done. I mean, I think you have to pay 1,000 gems if you want another egg. And I don't think these are really worth paying for. They have birthright skills on them, but they can only be taken up to 1 pink star as far as I'm aware, so that's something to bear in mind. I'm not 100% sure on that, as I haven't got one yet. And then this section here, I'm not joined Monster Frenzy Global yet. I'm not really sure about this. Has some decent rewards if you can get into that, but there might be something for later on in the event. We shall see on that. There's also a new set of season rewards. Don't forget to start claiming these. Waiting for it to load. It's taking a bit of time. So let's have a look at the collection rewards quickly. The main rewards out of this that you want if you're a free-to-play player like myself without VIP. This card, Sheena, is a pretty good card. Definitely want to try and get that. And then the 1-star Warden as well. You can hope you get lucky and get something decent out of that as well. But they're the best rewards out of the collection, in my opinion. Alright, so let's have a proper look at the event deck. There's also this spooky pack in the shop. I don't really recommend going for this. A few semi-decent cards, all Halloween themed, but these are older cards, so I think this is the best reward you can get from these. So yeah, I don't really recommend going for that pack unless you're desperate for the cards from it. So you can probably see those bosses popping up. I'm still a bit confused by these, but I think when you summon the frenzy bosses, you have a set amount of time to kill as many as possible. I think it's 5 minutes. I'm not really sure how this works yet, though. It's a bit confusing. I'll just tag that one as it appeared. Probably another will appear in a minute, but I'll leave that. Right, so here we go. Have a proper look at the event deck. I'm also going to claim my haunted hero. Let's see what I get. The main hero would be nice. That would help my team out a lot. What did I... Oh! I think I just got lucky. That was pretty nice. There's also the support card that I'm going to claim. There we go. So I can replace the support card with the main hero, assuming that was the main hero. So here is the actual deck. There's the Bloody Mary card that I've already shown you. Let's exit out of that. Just scroll back up. Wonder what happened there. So this one has an interesting skill. Bonus attack buff on turns where you crush 7 columns of gems. So basically you want to remove all the shields and try and get a massive gem crush. So that can probably be quite easy to do on turns when you have the Bloody Mary skill active. I'm going to assume the ultimate form also has that skill. So I can see this doing absolutely ridiculous damage if you can get rid of all the shields and get a massive gem crush with the Bloody Mary skill. So yeah, this is actually looking like a very, very powerful deck, especially as it's the first deck in the season. This might be the deck I go for later on, since I already have one of the cards of this deck. And the final thing I'm going to cover in this video is how the changes to Gem Crush affect GVG. Now, before I go any further, I have noticed that wardens have been made a little bit stronger when they are, I think, 2 pink stars or stronger. It might only apply to 3 pink stars, but they've definitely done something to the wardens to make them more difficult to defeat at higher pink stars. However, as single affinity decks are stronger now, it's kind of balanced, I guess, in a way. I have also swapped around the Toxin and Fear Defenders on my team, just so I can go in with the Golems without any problems. So the way the change affects GVG, it's definitely made single affinity teams stronger, since now as you've seen, the Gem Crush is stored. Let's see how I get on my own defence. I do have a 4-star Dragoon now, believe it or not. I don't have a GVG relic to go with it. Let's see how I do against this. Here we go. So I'm hoping this will rip through this defender. And then hopefully I won't have too many problems with the next one. But let's find out. If I mess up on this defender, then I'm in major problems as it's got toxin on it. So this warden is 2 pink stars. It's not going to be noticeable, but it should be considerably stronger than it used to be. I'm still ripping through it pretty quickly though, admittingly. So this is just my off-colour dodge warden. That's mainly for people who want to attack me with water. It's pretty easy to defeat with the golems though. So yeah, the Gem Crush storage has made GVG easier. However, against a really strong defence, it's going to be noticeably harder. So take note of that. If they have a lot of multiple pink star wardens with ironclad on and all that sort of stuff, you may have major problems. My own defence though is not causing me any problems whatsoever now. It would be harder if I had toxin at the start, but I swapped it around just to make this part of the video. Let's see how quickly that... Yeah, it's eating through my defence with no problems. Let's do a practice on someone in the guild actually. Let's find someone who has a really strong defender. I'm sure someone will have something that's 2 or 3 pink stars. Probably not that defense. I'm sure Whiplash does. Yeah, that's 2-star Toxin followed by another 2-star Toxin. This is going to be a lot harder. That's what I want to test out on. That's 5 pink stars. And I think that's going to be a major, major problem. In actual fact, I might not even get past the first defender, as this is Toxin and 2 pink stars. This will rely on luck. Toxin has to counter early on. With a turn delay card, I would have no chance. So I have to go in with this team with the warden that cleanses Toxin. And just hope that Toxin actually counters. So I can't see this countering first turn, but it might happen, you never know. Yeah. I think I'm going to wait for that sort of energised potion buff to wear off, as that reduces the counter rate. Well, as long as I don't die before then. Of course, Ironclad is stacking up as well, so I think this is going to be a bit of a nightmare, really. Now that potion buff is gone, we'll hopefully counter. There we go. Now let's see what happens here. That's actually a really good grid. Yeah, that got through the Toxin defender. The second defender should be really, really easy, as it's light. That's probably enough to kill it, actually. Should be no problems getting through that. And now for the third defender. This is the one that I'm interested in. The big question is, can I even damage it? Well, there's the first turn. See how much that does. Look at that. This is what I mean. Higher star pink star wardens are almost invincible now. Gonna wait until the extra power gems spawn. But I'm pretty sure this is going to stop me, and there's no way I'm going to get through it. So even something like 20-30 billion hits are supposedly doing absolutely nothing now. I mean, look at that. It did nothing. Didn't even touch it. So that's what I mean by the change. They've made the highest pink star wardens virtually invincible now. So good luck with GVG if you're in a top GVG guild. It's now going to be very hard for you. However, lower GVG guilds, it should still be not too difficult. Well, hopefully anyway, depending on what your attack teams are like. And there we go. I think that about covers this video. I hope that was interesting. If you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this, as always, feel free to let me know in the comments. I will do my best to help you out there. And thanks for watching.